Slaughter guys, Brust near 3 here. Let's hit it. I forgot what these are. Oh, it looks pretty strong. Yeah, I like that.
All you lean on is a thick skull. What rags and tatters. No wonder.
So I know what I'm gonna grab now. I'm gonna get this staff once I get the Samadhi fire crystals. I'm gonna miss that mana, but this is very strong.
You're at my door. This can give you some edge. Now you seem a proper sort. Be on your way.
Oh no, I gotta like. So that's nice. I have to switch before I do this.
I've spent my leaving so soon.
Yeah. Probably should have used that golden lung staff from the beginning, but now I'm super powerful now. Yay. Damn, my mana increased like a motherfucker. Bull stalwart. In remote corners, evil shows its face. Yet the good seeks the divine's embrace. Evil's end is found in fire's relentless glow, while the good is shielded be it high or low. In a village beneath flaming mountains, the impoverished residents subsisted solely on rice cakes and wore nothing but coarse linen clothes. To appease the Yaguais in the mountain for rain, they had a grim custom, seeing elders over 60 as offerings. Old Zhu, a Dao, aspirant in his youth only grew stronger with age, and his vitality hinted at a longer life. Yet on his 60th birthday, in the midst of a lavish celebration, the villagers placed him on a ceremonial altar and carried him to a stone temple in the mountains to be sacrificed. In the confined temple, the old Jew grew weak from hunger and thirst. At the brink of death, the temple door swung open. The two enormous figures entered. Another old one of them said, and the other followed. He's still breathing. Go, let's check on him. He was then approached by two bull guards clad in armor, each wielding a pair of hammers. Frozen in fear, he remained voiceless. However, the guards, instead of harming him, handed him a sack of water and shared their dried food. They instructed him leave the temple and follow the path marked by bamboo stakes to find the main road. From there, the west leads to the kingdom of sacrifice, and the east to the kingdom of women. Choose your way. Recovering his senses, old Zhu asked why they spared him. One of the guards replied, "You mortals underestimate us. If we were to feast on humans, we wouldn't choose the elderly. Our Lady has often sent the old back, but everyone she sent back ended up murdered. Now we guide you old ones to seek life elsewhere. Eat quickly and be on your way." With that, the bull guards left old Zhu alone and resumed their patrol with their hammers swinging. Well, that's very nice of them. So, yeah, that's very kind of them, those fuckers. I love those guys. Yeah, still sad they ended up having perks or elderly, but yeah.
forbidden.
Oh. Flame Rhino Master. Towering horn, a crown so rare, in simple garb, a presence fair. To the kind man, it shows his thanks, wishing him joy in life's ranks. You know, this guy's a lot easier to deal with than a lightning rhino. Like, those lightning strikes are fucking crazy. In the ancient kingdom of Daravati, rhinoceroses were widely raised and adored. Once during a rhino hunt, the king shot a pregnant female. As she lay dying, she birthed a calf. Amused, the king took the young rhino back to the royal gardens. Haunted by its mother's death, the rhino feared the palace folk. At the mere sight of them, it would flee in terror, prompting the courtiers to chase it for sport, whip in hand. It wasn't until its horn grew sharp enough that the rhino found its chance to avenge its mother. It gored a courier during its chase. The king, enraged, called for a butcher to slay the beast, but the butcher, moved by pity, smeared dog blood on a rhino to feign its death and smuggled it out of the palace. Kept it hidden amongst his own rhinos. He nurtured it with prize wheat and lived with it for years. One night, the butcher dreamt of the rhino speaking. I was destined to transcend my form and become a Yagai in this life, but your kindness calls for a war, and I am willing to sacrifice this future to repay you. Tomorrow is when your life will end, and all my years left I will give you. My horn will be left on your table. When you pass, your wife will burn it. If it burns completely, you shall live again. The next day, the butcher found a horn, but no sign of the rhino. He told his wife what to do and soon breathed his last. Following his instructions, his wife burned the horn for 49 days and nights. Astonishingly, the butcher was resurrected, yet he was different. He had grown a long rhino horn, and his skin had turned blue. Years later, still useful after his wife passed, he became a disciple of Princess Rakshasi, and was revered as a rhino master. That's interesting. Very sweet. Bull Governor. The old bull's halberd tip gleams. Karmic flames scorch his shoulders' seams, guiding souls through life's end, toils endlessly in the mortal land. In bygone days, a young boy hid in a neighbor's storeroom to play with fire. Accidentally, he ignited the items inside. Fearing punishment, he attempted to extinguish the flames himself, but it quickly grew out of control. The entire storeroom was consumed, and tragically, the boy perished in the blaze. Shit, his death left behind a great calamity. The neighbors demanded compensation for the lost items from his parents, while his parents demanded compensation for their son's life. The arguments raged on, and even on the seventh day after the boy's death, the day that his soul should be fetched, no resolution was reached. With the ritual at the funeral disrupted, in a bullhead and horse face, the soul fetchers refused to escort his soul. Seeing his subordinates' reluctance, the bull governor decided to escort the boy himself. As they approached the boy's home, they heard the sound of his parents quarreling with the neighbors. Entering the courtyard, they saw the boy's parents accusing one, our son died in your storeroom. Who knows if he stumbled upon some illicit activity and was silenced? The neighbors retorted, our storeroom held valuable items. Your son must have had thieving intention, causing the fire. You must compensate us. Their heated dispute eventually became ended. Their heated dispute eventually ended up in violence. The bull governor asked the boy, "Did you ever foresee this outcome?" The boy, filled with regret, wept bitterly. The bull governor, in his compassion, said, "Enough. Such chaos in a soul-fetching day is disrespectful." With that, flames erupted from his shoulder, and he struck an old tree in the courtyard with his halberd, setting it ablaze. The tree was charred black, and only then did the quarreling crowd remember it was the soul-fetching day. In a panic, they all fled the courtyard. So these guys are actually nice.
What comfort does this heart implore? A humble drink, its solace I adore. A fine brew deserves a fitting gourd. Here, take this. The Bull King accepted his destiny, but there are others who refuse to do the same. Family strife confounds even the wisest. Why should we meddle? With a full gourd's draught by my side, let cares drift away into the tide. The Bull King accepted his destiny, but there are others who refuse to do the same. Family strife confounds even the wise. With a full gourd's
Well, that's interesting.
The Bull King accepted. Family strife confounds.
It wasn't as formidable as I thought it would be. Sea Rakshasa? There ain't no damn Sea Rakshasa. My land is harsh and my horn and my looks oh okay, it was the other side, okay. My land is harsh and my looks stern, yet at their scorn I never turn. True valor looks not on the skin. I should have known who is my kin. Lord tells of the great kingdom of Rakshasa beyond the western seas, where the sea Rakshasas call home. Renowned for their peculiar features, they differ starkly from those on land. One year, sea Yaguas were reported troubling a temple by sea. The princess of the kingdom was tasked with the expulsion of Yaguais. A devout practitioner of Buddhism with formidable powers, she dismissed her entourage and resolved to confront the Yaguais alone. As she recited scriptures loudly in the temple that night, she saw several towering figures kneel at the door. Grotesque in form, lumpy heads, twisted mouths, three holed noses and eyes upon their foreheads. Startled by their hideousness, the princess fell to the ground in fright. The figures, too, pointed at her face, screaming in terror, and hastily fled. Intrigued by their unexpected reaction, she called out to them. The fear that drove them to run was quenched only by the princess. Was quenched only after the princess resumed her chanting. They cautiously returned and conversed with her, after which she learned that they were sea Rakshasas seeking spiritual practice. The princess welcomed them in. To avoid alarming the people, she fashioned golden gem and studded masks for them. Soon the Rakshasa king granted them massive shields, appointing them as the royal guards of the princess. Hundreds of years later, after the kingdom of Rakshasa fell, the sea Rakshasas escorted the princess eastward to flaming mountains. Faced with hardships, they learned to consume fire to better protect their princess, which turned their blue skin crimson. Now they reside in a river of lava, matching the tides of flame in the mountains. The princess, long past her prime, finds solace in the unwavering loyalty of her guards, who value her heart over her faded beauty. Beautiful. Okay, a full health significantly increased attack. Before I do this, I need to go and
Mine eyes doth see the dell from the comfort. It retains the energy of both this world and beyond. Oh, patience, as the heat has yet to suffice. No shame in taking the pills. More unfair are the innate skills.
Dewdrops. Age enriches the brew, and the two both cloud our mind.
I'm gonna keep this brew I got right here. Yeah, I might keep that.
Next time, down a few mouthfuls in one go. It's delightful. From seed to sprout to fruit to harvest, patience is the path to follow. Rest assured, this old long knows his trade. As they say, fine soil yields fine sprouts, and fine sprouts bear fine fruits. Leaving so soon? Do visit from time to time. What?
Oh, I forgot I could feed that shit. I didn't know that. Holy shit, I didn't know that. Yay, useless fucking abilities.
Perhaps it's for the best. Go ahead.
So I keep giving it tadpoles, it'll keep increasing in strength. That's interesting. It's supposed to be one of the best sellers in the game, but now I'm gonna see what I got.
Keep this cicada safe with you. You'll come in handy.
Enough about your brother. If you care for him so much, why not go back to him and give me some peace? If you don't have Mother, then I implore you to lend me your front and fan to save Father. Save him, or this mountain from its doom. Both are beyond this fan. Mother, please, I'm begging you. Father's life hangs on a thread which brother could cut short any moment.
Since when did you start caring for that old bull? Do you not think you can hide your secret wish from me? You wish you could rule this mountain with your brother once we are finished.
That is not true, Mother. If that were my wish, why would I bring this master here to help?
Words from cunning foxes. You just want to trade my fan for a smile on your brother's face.
I owe my life to Father, and to your kindness for taking me in. Brother was good to me, but I would never betray my parents for him.
Say no more of the fan. We raised the boy. Guess this is what we deserve. But you... why are you here at this very moment?
Rakshasi, I'm not a part of your family, and I'm aware I have no voice in this. But Ping told me the Destined One had arrived.
The Destined One, who doesn't even know what he's destined for. Those old bastards must have pulled a muscle coming up with the name.
You and I both know who he truly is. When the time comes, your children, your husband, and even this very palace could all turn to ashes.
What do I have to fear from a mere pawn? He's no match for us. He can't even rival the power of my fan.
Once the truth is revealed, suddenly he is here. Do you not find it odd? Such a twist of fate.
The truth? The truth of what? Who are you talking about?
I heard the Destined One had obtained all the other relics. Rakshasi, your situation is grave. Do you not see who mandated his return? Were those relics really bestowed for your good? Perhaps amid these schemes and plots, we've unwittingly become stepping stones for his rebirth. For others, I care not. All along, you are all I care for. I say we should leave together. I vow to treasure you dearly. Just like when we're up there.
I never thought that one day you'd be the only one I can rely on. I am overwhelmed. Come, sit with me, and tell me what to do.
Don't let him, Mother! Don't you see? He's taking advantage of you! You lecher! I called for your help, not your treachery! How dare you!
A child of a concubine should know better manners. When I first crossed paths with her, your bull of a father was no more than livestock, munching on a patch of grass.
Have you no shame? Mother, don't be fooled!
Enough of your endless prattle. Now, that's better. Rakshasi, have we not been this close since our time in Tushita Palace?
Well, yes, I do miss the old days too. We were so happy back then.
What in the blazes?
No tricks here. It's just my hoof. You deserve to know before we kiss.
You will live to repent this! Filthy lowlife! You dare take her form and beguile me!
My old friend, wasn't it fun? Have we not been this close since our carnage in the Fog's Den?
You abhorrent fraud! My candid words were wasted on your foul ears!
Candid, my hoof! Your revenants are everywhere. I thought you'd have better lies. Quick on your heels, huh? Well then, boy, let us teach this brazen adulterer a lesson.
Vile beast! Your savagery knows no cure! But you will behave once my sourceless water from Tushita drops. I've aided your journey once. Now I shall aid you again on your way to death. To infinity!
Okay.
You think you know yourself? Watch it now! Yin-yang retreat. Demise. Swing! From yin and yang arises two sides. From land and sky emerges a divide. Now, you shall be feasted upon by my yin-yang fish.
What a stingy host. Such a meager fish. Hardly enough for a platter.
The truth has been revealed. Disasters are sure to follow. The turmoil you witness is but a ripple caused by a drop from above.
What? Gone already? Bad news after a good nap. He's gone too far from a furnace servant. A decent lad he was. Decent until ruined by brother Wukong. Then destiny carried him further to fall for the wrong woman. You, go up this way. Check if any way leads up. I'll go look around. The owner might be gone, but her treasure might still be there.
Time to do some reading before heading off. Let's see what's in the chest. Shit. Hey, what are you? Nah. Whoa, wait, Lunga bomb?
Privacy. Give that man some privacy.
Except each hit recovers 30% maximum health. Your hit increases damage executed by next attack. Damn. This is very tempting. Keeper of the Flaming Mountains. The furnace crumbles, bricks fall, a day of disgrace. Lament he. The beauty he could not embrace. All his talents wasted on the golden one. Looking back, he's become a foolish one. The galaxy was clear and the sky was spotless. That night, a young Dallas boy sat by the furnace, fanning the fire, feeling drowsy. He was about to sneak in a nap when he suddenly heard a soft laugh. Looking up, he saw his master standing at the door of a girl, watching him doze off. He quickly straightened his clothes and stood up to apologize. Contrary to his usual stern demeanor, the master did not scold him. Instead, he called the boy over and briefly introduced the newcomer, instructing them to guard the furnace together from now on. Finally, he said lightly, "She is your senior. You may call her Rakshashi." At first, the young Dallas boy was delighted to have a companion, but upon hearing that the newcomer was a senior, he felt displeased. As soon as the master left, he decided to make things difficult for her. Handing her the fan, he said, "The furnace is now your responsibility. It's only right that the older one does the work. Isn't it? Isn't it, my senior?" The girl did not argue, simply even smiled. "Indeed, my junior, you may go rest." The next day, when the master ascended the altar, the girl approached. The young Dallas boy thought she was going to complain, but instead she said, "Master, as a new disciple, it's only right that I fan the fire. However, the fan my junior gave me is a bit small and not very handy." The master glanced at young Dallas and smiled. Dallas boy and smiled. "If that's the case, I'll make a new one for you. You may as well wield it as a nice vessel." The young Dallas boy had not expected his usually strict master to be so kind to the girl. Gradually, he began to see her in a new light. From then on, they practiced together. He discovered that the girl was adept in both Buddhist and Taoist teachings. No matter what scripture the master taught, she could always engage in discussion, whereas he often struggled to keep up both his speech and thought. Later, when the furnace was kicked over, he was severely punished by the master, while other disciples looked on coldly. It was only just this senior who volunteered to descend to the mortal realm to help him. In the mortal realm, he learned that his senior had her own cave dwelling and a group of loyal followers. Master had even granted her the title of Earthy Immortal as compensation. Sometime later, Master arranged for her to marry a Yagua king in the mortal realm. Though he felt a bit melancholic, he understood that he was ultimately unworthy of her. No matter how many dirty tasks he had done for the master. In Master's eyes, he would never be a match for her. That's sad. Oh well. Yin Yang fish. Black yin fish, white yang fish, stirring storms with a sky-flipping swish, leaping, twirling, never at rest, balanced power in a bowl compressed. In the South Sea, there is a fish over 6 meters long. Its dorsal fin resembles a blade and can change color at will. Whether white or black, this fish can fly into the sky, creating massive wings and waves as tall as mountains. Each time this fish appears, the mountain suffers from a plague. Once a fisherman returning from his catch encountered an elderly man who could barely walk. Despite his frailty, the old man carried a heavy, tattered bundle filled with scrolls. Exhausted and without money to pay for a boat ride, he struggled along the riverbank. The kind-hearted fisherman, seeing the old man's plight, offered him a free ride across the river and even gave him 2 fresh fish for a meal. Grateful, the old man performed a divination on the spot and said, "In a few days, a young man wearing a bamboo hat and a white robe will pass by. Under no circumstances should you let him come to your village. On the day he arrives, do not conduct any business on the river, or you will lose your life." You know, the keeper? After delivering these cryptic words, the old man vanished from the boat, leaving the fisherman both astonished and frightened. Yet he etched the old man's warning deep into his heart. A few days later, while fishing, he indeed saw a man on the riverbank who matched the old man's description exactly. The man, claiming to be weary from his travels, asked fisherman if he could take him to the nearby fishing village to rest. The fisherman initially wanted to refuse, but then decided to take the man to a neighboring village downstream instead. After dropping the man off, the fisherman docked his boat and dared not return to the river. At the moment, the man pulled a black bowl from his sleeve and threw it into the river. As soon as the bowl hit the water, a massive pitch-black fish emerged and a fierce storm erupted, with waves surging sky-high. The fisherman fled without looking back. Sometime later, he heard that a severe plague had struck the neighboring village, killing many people. Initially feeling a sense of relief, he soon learned that refugees from the neighboring village had brought the plague to his own village, and they, too, were not spared. Damn. That's all right for this one, guys. We're saying 3 hours with you. Yeah, that mom, she was a hot MILF. Like, shit. I don't know who's hotter, mom or the daughter.